Greetings, Algo artisans. Is DECHAT gonna pump and BOME pays out? Crypto price predictions today. Let's jump right into the charts.
So if you should find
It seemed to cut my learning curve.
Okay, so we're taking a look at DECHAT. Now, DECHAT has actually done really well. It hit the MexC exchange back in February, and it went from about $1.75 all the way up to almost $10. So it was pretty much like a times 7, times 6. That's huge, and it happened all within about 5 or 6 days. Big, massive pump, and now it looks like it's about to take off again. So what might it do? We're going to take a look at that right now, and then we'll take a look at what DECHAT is and why I think it might continue to do pretty well. I have already mapped out a Fibonacci retracement along with associated extensions. So this is the impulse on which I placed the Fibonacci tool, and we had a retracement all the way down pretty deep here. So the retracement itself reflects how hard this rejected. This obviously was a FOMO pump. However, this FOMO pump does reflect what the market thinks of this coin. Now, it already hit the exchanges being about $1.50. Looking at the current move back up, where might it go? I'm going to do a Fibonacci retracement from top to bottom to see where the next likely place is for price to move back up to, and that's going to be the 618. So let's erase this old Fibonacci tool, and the new impulse is the impulse down, and the move back up for the 618 would take us to $7, right? About $7.05. So if I were to go long right now, if I were to take a trade on this and I wasn't going to try to hold it, buy and hold it, right? I might at least take some profit off before $7. $7 is a nice round number, and usually people jump out before round numbers, right? So I might take some profit off at say $6.95, and then I might take a little bit more off at this 786 or just below that, or I should say 831. So I might take some money off at 825 or so. Now, if I wanted to plan on this moving forward, going past this, this high here, then what I would do is go back to our original Fibonacci tool and look at some extensions from that prior move. And those extension points would be all the way up here, about $12. So maybe just below $12, maybe like $11.90 something. And then we have the 1.618 point at about $15, so $14.90, $14.85, something like that. Those are the kind of trades I would take if I were trading based on an extension here, going past that $7 target, going past those other targets we marked out earlier. Just some good targets here for a nice trade on DECHAT. Now we're looking at an interesting coin. We had this massive times 10 move early in the Bitcoin bull market. So when you have a coin go from like $1.50 all the way up to almost $10, and it's this early in the bull market, there's a decent chance it could times 10 that, which would put it in the $100 range. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to go there. I'm not saying anything is absolutely going to happen, but I am saying 3-digit DECHAT is possible if you just look at the numbers. Now, the other way to look at this is whether or not the space can afford to do that. And we take a look at coin market cap. The market cap is only 16 million, very low market cap, and 100%, actually 94% of the market cap traded overnight. So this coin is really going. I mean, it's the whole market cap got traded in 24 hours. Circulating supply is at 4 million DECHAT. Total supply 25 million. For such a low market cap coin and for such a relatively low supply, unless there's some kind of a vesting schedule or dumps or anything like that, I would expect this coin to go up pretty high. So we would need to look a little bit further into vesting schedule to really get a handle on what this coin might be worth. If nothing changes, then I think 100 DECHAT is possible, but I don't know that it would stay there. I think it would be like FOMO, bull market, hard move up, and then a sell-off. Personally, I probably would sell this if I were in it. I would at least sell it before $10 to take some profit off, and I might hold on and just take off in increments of 10. Sell some at 20, sell some at 30. A coin like this would really have to take off to go above $100, but with such a low market cap, I am concerned about that max supply. So let's move on and let's take a look at the coin itself. I'm going to show you why here I think perhaps we might see a pretty high number on this coin. About DECHAT. DECHAT introduces a pioneering Web3 communications protocol designed to facilitate secure and decentralized interactions among users. Officially launched in February 26th of 2024 by a collaborative team based in the US and UK, DECHAT also garners notable support from the Qasimi royal family in the UAE, boasting connections with various royal families. Operates on the Binance Smart Chain. If you also take a look, first of all, the royal families does raise a bit of interest for me. The Middle East is an interesting place, and the UAE, of course, is like the Switzerland of the Middle East. It's the financial hub. It's where everybody operates and nobody fights, right? So a lot of money goes in and out of the UAE. That tells me that if there truly are connections to royal families there, then this coin could take off just by virtue of those connections, by virtue of people who have a lot of power wanting this thing to go up and being able to make deals to, push this thing onto certain platforms. And look where it already is trading. MexC, KuCoin, Huobi, Gate, and Bybit. Now it's on the Binance Smart Chain. Don't see Binance yet, but being on the Binance Smart Chain wouldn't surprise me to see it list on Binance. I would imagine a listing on Binance would push it up really, really hard. Reasonably, I would be selling bits of this coin every time it hit a times like a $10, $20, $30 mark if it goes there. Now it's already gone up to almost $10. It's early in the cycle, so I do expect to see it go quite a bit higher. That's what I expect. I don't own any. If I do buy some, I will tell my private group I am considering picking up at least a small bag and probably taking some profit off at those early targets around that $7 kind of range. Now, Book of Meme, pretty much did more or less what I said it was going to do on the short term. Okay, so I did a video on this yesterday, and Book of Meme took off and pretty much hit that first level of targets I talked about, this 272 fib extension. Okay, so if you look at yesterday's video, I'll go ahead and I'll tag it here so you can just watch it and go back. I'll put it up in the right hand corner of the screen, but you'll see here price going up to this 15-cent mark, and that's at the 1272 extension. It didn't quite make it up to the 618, but I tend to front run those anyway. Now I didn't trade this, I didn't buy it, but if I was trading it, I probably would have had targets just below 17. It would have come either real close to my target or it would have hit it. So it did a 25% gain right after I talked about it doing roughly 25% gain. So big win for us in our prediction matrix. So we love to see that. Now where might it go? It's already starting to grab some liquidity. I think what we might end up seeing is price go a little bit sideways for a while, and eventually though I think it will make its way up to this 17-cent fib extension. Now what happens after that? It's really going to have to contend this 2-cent mark. Okay, so this, when I say 17, I mean 1.7, right? So I think it'll grab some liquidity, go sideways for a bit, come up to 1.7 cents, and then it may have to grab liquidity before it goes to try and test that 1.9 cent, 2 cent area. So I do think it will continue as long as Bitcoin is stable, and that also applies to DECHAT. So Bitcoin itself is going to have to remain stable. Quick look at Bitcoin before we end the show. So Bitcoin is doing pretty much what I thought it would do, what I talked about it doing. You can see that I drew all of these items yesterday, and Bitcoin does seem to be creating the range that I thought it would create. It's not established yet. I do need to see price bounce around a little bit before I'm comfortable saying it's within this range that I drew with these yellow lines. Now, again, my opinion is as long as Bitcoin stays in this range or even stays above $52, and if the volatility drops a bit, so we're not looking at drastic moves, I do think the altcoins will really start to do well. We'll see a mini alt season until Bitcoin heads up. I just don't think that it's going to stay below its new all-time high for more than a couple months and maybe a few weeks. The halving is out here, so mid-April. I think I read it's going to be around the 15th, so I'm just going to put a line here just to see it graphically. Might not be exactly the 15th. It is an estimated time anyway. However, we have some time before the halving, and price could either hang out where it is, maybe drop down a little bit. It really could do anything, but my most likely scenarios are to see it continue to range and then maybe pop up from there, or perhaps we might see it pop down, grab liquidity, range, and then pop up, right? And it could also stay down here for a bit before it pops up. Lots of things, but what I drew is essentially what I'm looking at. I drew this happening before the halving. It could actually range for a lot longer and not go up until after the halving too, or it might start going up right as the halving is happening. Pretty much anything could happen. I do see 88,000 as a higher target though, but as long as price ranges or is going up but not in too drastic of a fashion, I do expect the altcoins to continue to do well. So I hope this was all very helpful. Please come over to algofactory.tech. We can teach you how we extract money from the market on a regular basis. Some people do it daily, some people do it weekly, some people do it monthly, and we help you develop your own trading plan, your own method of pulling money out of the market. So come on over, trade your job, upgrade your life. We'll see you on the next one.